Good morning students. Today we are going to discuss about theory of wetting. So it is important to understand what is wetting, how wetting occurs, and in case if wetting of solids does not occur by the liquid medium which you are using in suspension, then what you have to do, what is the alternative solution. So if you understand what is wetting, how wetting occurs, and what are the wetting problems, then you will understand why it is important during formulation. So whenever you are formulating a suspensions, you might have heard even in your first year you use wetting agents. So why to use wetting agents and when to use wetting agents, you will know by learning about theory of wetting. So it is important to understand the theory of wetting. Okay, so solids in suspensions, what is there? You have a solid which is a dispersed phase and the liquid is a dispersion medium. So the general thing which we know is the solids get dissolved in the liquid, so then they form a solution, and then that they are incompatible, they do not form a solution. That is a biphasic system. That is why you can see two phases of solids and liquids. Okay, so solids, if they, some solids can be easily wetted by the liquid media and some solids cannot be wetted. So solids are known as, they are classified as hydrophilic and hydrophobic. Hydrophilic solids are those which can be easily wetted by water and other polar liquids, where hydrophobic solids are those which will repel water, so they cannot be wetted by water, they can be wet by using other non-aqueous liquids. Okay, so one factor of concern while formulating suspension is about, as I've told you, wetting. Okay, so one factor in suspension formulation which is of prime concern is regarding the wetting of the solid by the suspension medium. So I have told you hydrophilic solids can be easily incorporated into suspensions without the use of wetting agent. Okay, hydrophilic solids, they can be easily incorporated into suspensions without the use of wetting agent, but hydrophobic materials are extremely difficult to disperse. So these hydrophobic materials are difficult to dispose, and so they float on the surface of the fluid owing to the poor wetting of particles. So due to poor wetting of particles, there is no wetting and they float on the surface of water, and due to presence of tiny air pockets, these hydrophobic materials are difficult to disperse. Okay, so the solid should get dispersed in the liquid medium, but here in hydrophobic solids you will find the difficulty in dispersing and they will float on the surface of the fluid. Okay, so as we all know, suspension, it is an incompatible system. Okay, but it requires some degree of compatibility between the solid and the liquid phase. As such, biphasic means it is an incompatible system, but you require some degree of compatibility between the two phases. Okay, then when a strong affinity exists between liquid and solid, if you are having a strong affinity between liquid and solid, the liquid easily forms a film over the surface of solid. Okay, so that is the reason for wetting, because see, even this is the reason, if we are compatible, if there is affinity between two persons, then only the relationship or the bond occurs. Similarly, when there is a strong affinity between the liquid and the solid, the liquid easily forms a film over the surface of solid. But when this affinity is weak or non-existent, but if the affinity is weak or non-existent, the liquid has difficulty in displacing the air or other substances surrounding the solid. So whatever the suppose this is a solid, and whatever air or other substance which are surrounding the solid, if they have affinity, the liquid will displace it. Okay, but if they do not have any affinity, then the liquid will have difficulty in displacing the air or other substances surrounding the solid, and there will exist an angle of contact between the liquid and solid. Okay, so here comes the contact angle. Whenever there is difficulty in displacing, obviously there is the contact angle, means what, the liquid and solid are having some distance between them, and due to that there is existing a contact angle between the liquid and solid. Okay, so that is the basis for a contact angle. And how this contact angle results? Okay, if there is no contact angle, that means the liquid and solid are in complete equilibrium, are in complete affinity with each other, and there is complete wetting, so there is no need of any other agent. But if the wetting is hindered, due to contact angle between solid and liquid. How contact angle is formed? If the liquid is not able to displace the air or other substances, then you can see a contact angle between the liquid and solid, and that contact angle will hinder the wetting, and to overcome that you have to incorporate wetting agents in the formulation of suspension. So this you will see in the coming classes when we'll discuss formulation of suspension, what are wetting agents and why are they used. Okay, so this contact angle theta, it results from an equilibrium involving three interfacial tensions. So there are three tensions, or you can say three forces, which will result in the formation of a contact angle. So what are those? So those are nothing but the interfaces between the liquid and vapor phase, interface between the solid and the liquid phase, and the interface between solid and vapor phase. So these tensions cause an imbalance in the intermolecular forces. Due to that you will get a contact angle. It is nothing but, you see, whenever a solid, you will have three phases: solid, liquid and vapor. When you are dissolving solid and liquid, vapor is nothing but the gas, air. Okay, so due to the tensions between this solid liquid, solid vapor and the liquid vapor, due to these three tensions there is an imbalance in the intermolecular forces, which gives rise to the formation of a contact angle between the solid and the liquid. Okay, due to imbalance between these three interfaces you will get a contact angle. Okay, so this I have told you, contact angle results from an equilibrium involving three interfacial tensions. So between the solid, liquid and vapor, three interfacial tensions. The contact angle, it varies from 0 degree to 180 degrees. Contact angle varies from 0 degree to 180 degree, and it is an indication of wetting, and it is a useful indication of wetting. So whenever you are having a low contact angle means it indicates that adhesive forces between the liquid and solid predominate and wetting occurs. Adhesive means what? We have seen the difference. We know from starting, we are learning from childhood what is adhesive forces, cohesive forces. Adhesive forces is the forces between different molecules. So here, when low contact angle is there, I have told you, low contact angle means liquid is in contact with the solid, it is displacing the air, so there is low contact angle. So there are adhesive forces between liquid and solid, and then you can see the wetting. Suppose where you have high contact angle, that means you have only cohesive forces of the liquid. Cohesive forces means what? Intramolecular forces within the molecule. So there is no interaction with the other phase. So whenever you are having a high contact angle, it indicates that the cohesive forces of the liquid predominate, and low contact angle indicates that adhesive forces between liquid and solid predominate and wetting occurs. So here you can see theta, contact angle, here it is 0 degrees. Okay, that means solid is in complete contact with liquid. If there is theta, some angle less than 90 degrees, okay, then that is the contact angle. Here theta is greater than 90 degrees. Between solid and liquid you have a contact angle of greater than 90 degrees. Okay, and in this case theta is equal to 180 degrees. Okay, so then this is the importance of the contact angle, and the basic equation that applies to wetting is the Young equation. The basic equation that applies, the Young equation I could, you can see from the textbook, it is all there in Lachman, but I don't think this much all is required. If you know this much about theory of wetting, it is, you mention Young's equation, but in detail it is not required. So the basic equation that applies to wetting is Young's equation, which is based on the change in free energy caused by an increase in the area of solid that is wetted by liquid. So whenever there is a, when the solid is getting wetted by the liquid, there is an increase in the area. So due to that there is an increase in free energy. So that is given by the Young's equation, and the Young's equation, it states that the contact angle, if it is less than 90 degrees, then the interaction between solid and liquid is greater than the interaction between solid and air, and under these conditions wetting will occur. So try to understand this point. The Young equation, it is stating that if the contact angle is less than 90 degrees between the solid and the liquid, then the interaction between the solid and liquid, whatever is there, that will be greater than the interaction between solid and air. And if these conditions are met, then wetting of the solid will occur by the liquid. Under what conditions wetting will occur? If the contact angle is less than 90 degrees, okay, then wetting can occur. So a general guideline is that solids are readily wetted if their contact angle with the liquid is less than 90 degrees. The general guideline is that solids are readily wetted if their contact angle with the liquid is less than 90 degrees centigrade. Okay, so there are many substances which cause contact angle, and it is given in Lachman. You can go through that. Like substances like potassium chloride, sodium chloride, they are having contact angle of 21 degrees, 28 degrees. Lactose is having contact angle of 30 degrees. So they are having less contact angle, so they can be easily wetted. They can be readily wetted by the solvents. Whereas some other materials such as your polyethylene, magnesium stearate, they have high contact angles greater than 90 degrees. Okay, so in such case you have to incorporate a wetting is very difficult. So you have to incorporate a wetting agent. So when we will discuss in the next class the formulation of suspensions, you will understand what is the importance of wetting agents and why they are used. Okay, so the next one I want to say, the wetting of solid during the manufacture of suspension involves the displacement of air from the solid surface. So this we have already discussed just now. Wetting, how wetting occurs? The wetting of the solid during manufacture of suspensions, it involves the displacement of air from the solid surface. Okay, so what are the various steps in wetting and how it occurs? We'll see that now. The first step in the wetting of the powder is the additional wetting. Additional means what? Between different, right? In different molecules. So additional wetting occurs in which the surface of the solid is brought into contact with the liquid surface. First, additional wetting in which solids is coming into contact with a liquid. That is the additional wetting, and that is the first step in the wetting of the powder. Now the particle is then forced below the surface of the liquid. So now here you can see this is your additional wetting. Okay, additional wetting A to B. Here the distance between solid and liquid. When the solid is coming in contact with the liquid, adhesive forces are predominating. So this is what? Additional wetting. Next, after this you can see immersional wetting, B to C. Immersion means what? It is getting inside. So immersional wetting, the solid is getting inside the solvent. Now the particle is forced below the surface of the liquid. So now immersional wetting occurs. So now during immersional wetting, what will happen? Solid liquid interface is formed. So during immersional wetting you can see that the SL, solid liquid interface, will be formed. The next, after that, during this step, then last is and solid air interface is lost. Yes, solid air interface is lost. Why? Because the solid is completely contact with the liquid. So you will have no contact with air. Here you are having contact with air, here you are having contact with it. But here solid air interface is lost. And next, the final step. Finally, the liquid spreads over the entire surface of the solid. Finally, the liquid is spreading over the entire surface of solid, and this is known as the spreading wetting. So C to D is a spreading wetting. Here the solid is completely surrounded by a wetting liquid. So that is a spreading wetting. Okay, so this is with the theory of wetting. I hope you understood how wetting occurs and why wetting is important, because if the solids are not wetted by the suspension medium or a dispersion medium, then there is no point that becomes a suspension. You cannot call it as a suspension. So whenever some solids are having poor wetting or you are having hydrophobic solids, you incorporate wetting agents in the formulation of suspension. So what are various wetting agents and their examples we'll discuss in the next class when we discuss about the formulation of suspensions. Okay, so this theory of wetting, it is from Lachman. Please go through it and make the notes by referring the video and the textbook, and you can also refer the Young's equation, and we can discuss in the next class about, we have already seen about zeta potential, what is zeta potential, and that is helpful, that is causing the flocculation and deflocculation, right? So in the next class we'll discuss about the formulation. Please go through it, and if you have any doubt, let me know.